I really don't like having to put out statements to respond to lies and stuff like that. But when you go public and you lie to the public about something that you know is true, ain't true, then it's a must that we respond back to it. So I'm putting out this statement in behalf of the Black Liberation Party in response to Aaron Dixon. Aaron Dixon claims that we tried to co-opt the roundtable of various Black Panther formations that he asked me to help him to put together. He claims in this official statement that we tried to separate and divide by getting the other organizations to not work with him and follow us, the Black Liberation Party. This is a lie. Aaron Dixon can't name one organization that left the roundtable and began following our organization, nor can he point to any organization that will say that we asked them to leave the roundtable and follow us. Mao Zedong once said, no investigation, no right to speak. I'm sure he cannot ask never ask one of these organizations if we tried to get them to leave and follow the Black Liberation Party. You didn't because you knew this was a bold-faced lie and no one would support this fabrication. This is a microcosm of why we pulled out and wished everyone the best principally. We saw that you were trying to center yourself and caring only how you saw how this movement should proceed. To name some of the more substantive reasons why we pulled out was because when we had a meeting, our first meeting was about individuals using the name of the Black Panther Party. And he had a problem initially with people using the name of the Black Panther Party. At this meeting, he said he concedes on this point and has no problem with the organizations that was at this round table using the name of the Black Panther Party. Later on, I had a conversation with him on the phone where he says he has a problem with the Black Panther Party of Washington State. That's a problem. So when you have a meeting and you concede and tell everyone you have no problem with people using the Black Panther Party's name, but then turn around and have a private conversation with me on the phone, talking about one of the groups that's at the round table that sat on the meeting, saying that you have a problem with them using the Black Panther Party's name, that's a contradiction. We shared a few chapters of our book with Aaron Dixon a few months after this. This is around May or April, pointing out our political and ideological line and why we disagree with certain positions of the original Black Panther Party. We don't call ourselves the Black Panther Party. Yes, we come out the legacy of the Black Panther Party, but we depart with the Black Panther Party on certain political ideological lines. And one of these is in Huey P. Newton in his speech, November 18th, 1970 speech, titled Revolutionary Intercommunalism, he said, quote, "Let me explain how this relates to the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party is a Marxist-Leninist party because we follow the dialectical method and we also integrate theory with practice." Well, Elder Aaron Dixon told me that the Black Panther Party weren't Marxist-Leninists. But we see right here that, quote, Huey P. Newton says the Black Panther Party is a Marxist-Leninist party because we follow the dialectical method and we also integrate theory with practice. I know some people out here think they have a monopoly of the legacy of the Black Panther Party, but I think we're going to listen to what the co-founder of the Black Panther Party say they were, and not someone who said that, told me that Marxism, Leninism, Maoism is a dogma, that black people can't relate to it, and who is anti-Marxist, anti-Leninist, anti-Maoist. For someone to make an official statement about all these Panther formations out here, and are clearly revisionist themselves, what is more revisionist than saying that the Black Panther Party weren't Marxist-Leninists? And because we are Marxist-Leninist Maoists, you think, you know why we're so dogmatic. This is a problem. This is ironic because our pamphlet we shared with Aaron Dixon, was pointing out where we parted with the original Black Panther Party from a political or ideological standpoint. Dogmatic people blindly follow and uphold errors that are clearly wrong. Individuals that practice dialectical materialism, principle of criticism, self-criticism, will not blindly uphold past errors. We disagree with the revolutionary intercommunalists' political ideological line as being a political ideological line development. Maybe a strategy, but not a development in political ideological line. We believe it's objective fact that nations still exist. We believe it's a fundamental contradiction to say that nations no longer exist and that all that exists today is a collection of oppressed communities. Objective reality proves this analysis as wrong. I would tell Aaron Dixon, tell that to the Palestinians that's fighting for national liberation over there for the state and nation of Palestine is incorrect because nations don't exist anymore. And we see what response he gets from these national liberation freedom fighters. We would ask Aaron Dixon, tell this to President Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso that nations don't exist and that they're only a collection of communities and that's all. Communities don't kick out colonizers and imperialists and assume national self-determination. Nations do that. We uphold Huey P. Newton's contributions to Black liberation movement and always will, but we disagree with his analysis in revolutionary intercommunalism, stating that we are not a colony. He said, quote, and people argue with me all day and night asking, how can you possibly be a colony? In order to be a colony, you have to be a nation. And you're not a nation. You're a community. You're a dispersed collection of communities. Okay, because the Black Panther Party is not embarrassed, this is Huey P. Newton, to change or admit error tonight. I would like to accept the criticism and say that those critics were absolutely right. Again, we believe our objective material conditions substantiate that that they were wrong and that Huey was wrong for concluding that we aren't a colonized nation. We uphold Huey P. Newton's contributions to the Black liberation movement, but we don't romanticize the legacy of the Black Panther Party and not attempt to correct political and ideological errors. In Aaron Dixon's text to me back in May 15th, 2025, he states in part, I know the ideology that you have chosen doesn't allow you to be a free thinker. It's an ideology that lends itself to dogmatism and stagnation and egotism. You think you are smart, but you are not, and you have no wisdom. It's laughable that you want to be, it's obvious that your goal is to become famous, which is another joke. Marxist-Leninists refuse to accept that they could be wrong, and you think you're right. You will never accomplish anything significant. You're a jive-ass nigga. This is Aaron Dixon's words to me. There's no analysis in this text message whatsoever. Just petty insults. What type of elder tells someone shit like this? Like, for real. I didn't even respond. It says more about him than it says about me or the Black Liberation Party's political and ideological line. We recognize that the analysis in the United States must start with settler colonialism. Our analysis is that any class analysis must be filtered through our anti-colonial struggle within the United States. If you have a problem with our analysis, Aaron Dixon, address our political and ideological line analysis. You can stop with the lies and petty insults. Why don't you think the principal contradiction is settler colonialism here in the United States? Why don't you think we are engaged in an anti-colonial struggle for national liberation? Why are you against Marxism, Leninism, Maoism? You mentioned to me that the best we can achieve is a form of socialism like Sweden. If this isn't the most democratic socialist statement ever, I don't know what is. You can talk about all the Panther formations and how they misrepresent the Black Panther Party, but this isn't about any one party. This is about the Black liberation movement putting forth the correct political and ideological line. And your line is revisionist and anti-scientific socialist. Your line is no different than Bernie Sanders, but democratic socialism will not save us. These are the combination of reasons why we respectfully decided to walk away from your round table, Aaron Dixon, and you know it. We wish you all the best still. But we would appreciate it if you would focus on what you're doing and not putting out lies that you know are lies. How are you any different from the Democratic Party, Republican Party, or the MAGA fascists if you too put out false statements that you yourself know isn't true? Think about that. And you're supposed to be an elder. I hope I never lack that type of integrity. And with that said, all power to the people.